Okay, traders, AAVE for you guys, as I do have some interesting potential trade which is coming up on AAVE against USDT, guys. Now, let's just simply jump on and reference what happens when these kind of events take place. Now, guys, I'll be talking about, let's just simply, I'll be talking about grind breakout, right? So what happens is that the price could simply start running to the upside and get rejected, but then it could make dips and come back again, and then get rejected again, make dips and come back again, and do something like this until you see some higher low formation like that, right? And then you can talk about the price action pulling away from you kind of pattern. But this is what happens as soon as you break this grind, this downward pressure, sell pressure dissipates from the market. You do see some explosive moves in a lot of assets and cryptocurrencies, to be honest with you. Now, if you are looking at these markets like pure traders and not hodlers and not moon boys, guys, this is yet another pattern which could potentially play out on AAVE against USDT, guys. Let's just simply refer to the history. The first one being, I guess this is the trend setter for the entire history of AAVE. You could see how this one broke the grind at $32 and just simply went away for a 100% move to the upside, guys. The next grind was over there. Let's see what happened. You just liquidated everybody, you threw away everybody from the market, and this was your actionable signal right here. This was your actionable signal as you did retest this grind, and then you went to the upside like that for about 45% move to the upside. Pretty neat right there, guys. Yet another grind right here, had a retest and then to the upside. One more grind for you guys. This one had a massive significant retest but eventual move to the upside and not stopping at all. And guys, what happened was your grinds, they started getting a little aggressive to the upside. Look at this one, almost flattened out, right? So look what's happening there. Your trend is significantly increasing to the upside until you reach to a point where the grind is nowhere in that direction, guys. Anyways, all right, enough of that past history, but I want to talk to you guys about what is formulating on AAVE right now. Do you see it? Do you see it or not? Do you see it or not? As we are making lows that are higher than previous lows, guys, starting from this point and then coming from this point, going to this point right here, and then breaking this line. Now, guys, there is not much volume confluence and volume confirmation as well. And if you want to be really extremely precise with the wicks as well, guys, you are going for a retest as well. So this could be one of your buy indicators right at 400 USDT per AAVE, guys. Not a financial advice. Long AAVE from 400 USDT. If you lose out on this particular level right here at 337, you get the fuck out of it. You leave your trade and then you wait for some other trade to happen. So this is going to be your red zone right here, guys. Now, this is one of the trades which I could personally even think of taking. But guys, be aware, I'm not responsible for any of your losses that happen to you, and I'm not responsible for your profits as well, to be honest with you guys. But this is what I see right now in the market. It's pretty simple to actually encapsulate this kind of price action. And guys, if this grind breakout is going to be turning out to be true, we are in for a retest of the prior all-time high. Now let me just demarcate this box with a little green, as this is your potential take profit zone right here. It's going to be happening around 580 USD. Now, guys, this is a pretty neat 30% move, 40% move, to be honest with you, as we constantly make lows that are higher than previous one, guys. This reminds me of this price action right here very much. Guys, to be honest with you, this one as well, right? You did break above it, you did break the grind above it, but you did retest the grind twice but never lost this low right here. Your signal for AAVE breaking down from the structure at 85 would have been losing this low right here, but it came really close to it, never lost it, and look what happened. So if the history really wants to continue, and if you want to fractalize simple looking stuff, I think this is one of the simplest trades you can say. Now, guys, every trade has a counter argument to it. Just remember, it is 50%. Nobody knows what is going to happen for certain. Now, guys, what is the counter trade? What is the counter that bears are looking at? I mean, guys, market has bulls and bears. It's not going to be blindly bullish or blindly bearish, as the bearish argument for this one is this right here in front of you guys. Let me just get rid of this grind, and guys, this is a rising wedge. This is the rising wedge, and it's pretty neat looking rising wedge as well, as these points are quite in confluence confluence with each other, guys. This is your bearish counter argument to the entire price action structure. Now, how do you confirm this bearish counter argument? You do confirm it by losing out on the 337 areas, guys. Now that is going to be a 15% down move, to be honest, and well, certainly not worth taking the risk on a long position as well, to be honest with you. But guys, AAVE's history has been grind breakout, grinds breakouts, grinds breakouts, grinds breakouts. So if history really has to repeat, and if there is not much overhead bearish sentiment in the market as a whole, if Bitcoin maintains 50k, AAVE will break out, AAVE will go to the upside, and it'll hit the $580 target, guys. Now these are the only two goddamn patterns that you have to be really careful about while trading AAVE. Now guys, generally what happens is that if you want to cut your losses in the market and get your confidence back as a trader after that capitulation move has happened, you go for extreme like how do I even put into words, like extreme confidence inducing trades. Now, and you have to, how do you get there, how do you reach there? You reach there by cutting out on all the bullshit and all the noise. Now this is cutting out all the noise, guys. This is pretty neat, and I want you guys to open AAVE USDT and make these patterns and save the goddamn layout. Alright, just save it, just save it. If you break below this point right here, you will be targeting at least 285. Well, you can argue that you'll be targeting $300, pretty round number right here. And then if you do lose 300, then you're going to be testing this one right here at 231, which could mean that this was a long-term top for AAVE, unfortunately. But it looks to me like the AAVE ecosystem is constantly growing, developing, and there is more and more liquidity flowing into it. So there's not much evidence as to this one being a macro top right now, as of now. But if certain things happen, I'm going to keep you guys updated. As well, there is a lot of information out there, but what information is relevant and what is not is your goal as a trader, guys. This is what I have been also trying to do as a trader for a really long time, and I guess things have come to a point where I can actually start making actionable moves, and I can actually go for decisions which could play out in my favor, to be honest with you. And if they don't, I simply get the fuck out of the market. You live for another day. First and foremost thing to be done as a trader is to thrive, is to survive in the markets, guys. If you have survived in the markets for over 2 years, guys, you are here to stay. You're simply here to stay. If you have been constantly losing out on money, guys, you have to work on a little bit of psychological aspects, and the first and the foremost solution for you guys is going to be this right here. Cut out the goddamn noise, shift your time frames to higher time frames, trade the higher time frames, and trade obvious patterns, guys. Now these are confluence of two patterns in front of you. Either one of them is going to play out. Certainly. Now guys, just watch for how the overall market dynamics is taking place. If Bitcoin is losing its ground on 48k, 50k, then AAVE will break down, guys. AAVE will break down, lose this low right here, and then we can talk about downside moves. But guys, if the history really wants to repeat, this grind breakout has happened. You will be retesting a couple of times right here, and this falling pizza could not be a falling pizza. It could just simply go to the upside, guys. This is if I try to invert this chart right here, it certainly looks to me like a grind which well, could pick up to the upside. But before that, you could certainly come and test these points right here, guys. Two potential trades in front of you on a same asset. Now you do not need leverage for all of these, guys. You just don't need leverage. However, if you plan to short this one, you can go ahead and short this one with 1x leverage on FTX. I will be having the links down in the description below. You can trade this one at FTX, and well, if you trade at FTX, guys, there are less chances to get wrecked. I'm just plain blank honest opinion. In my humble opinion, FTX is where you can't get wrecked. Well, you can get wrecked anywhere you carry your capital with, but FTX is certainly one of the places that you can cut a lot of noise out of the market, and you can simply focus on simple things and actually make decisions for yourself. Now guys, let's just simply jump onto these extremely small time frames and talk about these time frames, as well as this pattern right here is pretty much matured, guys, to be honest with you. Could break out to either points. Now the more probability lies towards the fact that this could be breaking to the upside, as Ethereum is also certainly doing some bullish things in the market. And if Ethereum and BTC constantly maintains their trend to the upside, or at least sideways or not much, then you can talk about upside targets for a 40% move to the upside on AAVE against USDT. Now guys, let's jump on to AAVE against Bitcoin, and let's see what this one has for us on the table. Well, what a chop. Right off, what a chop. Well, that was the hourly time frame, that's why it looked like a chop. Now, guys, I think we are dealing with a very similar situation. It's just yeah, you could argue that this grind got broken out and you did retest this one, and you're simply trying you're basing your ground on these levels around these points. That's why I have an alert right here. If you lose this one, you lose your major USD price points as well to the downside. Now guys, this one is yet another amazing looking squeeze, amazing looking wedge. As of now, your 12-hour candles are quite seemingly not been able to close your candles above this point right here, the above diagonal trending resistance on AAVE BTC. Now guys, watch for this resistance to be taken out on 12-hour closures. If you do break this one out to the upside, you could be looking at some, well, accelerated move on AAVE USDT, guys. This is how the interplay between BTC and USDT pair happens. And well, if you want to be looking at some upside targets, this is a 62% move if you do go for the test of the prior all-time high. But guys, one step at a time, as well. You don't have a crystal ball, even I don't have a crystal ball. We are in it for profit, and if we see some particular trades taking place in any direction, we go for that, right? We go for that. We are traders, you always got to remember that. And as you can see, the 618 could be aligning with the USD targets. Yep, it's pretty much aligning, guys. This one from this price point right here is a 38%, whereas on USDT pair as well, it's a 38%, guys. It's a 40% trade. So guys, watch for BTC going sideways, watch for basically BTC to hold that ground, and if that happens, if BTC goes sideways and consolidates on the same level, then yep, you'll be at least looking at a 618 retest, kind of like similar on Ethereum BTC pair as well. Guys, let's just make our thesis even more concrete by looking at the BTC dominance, guys, as this is just not much relevant, to be honest with you, but yet another red 3-day candle closure, guys. We've been looking at these red 3-day candle closures for a very long time, guys, for a month now. Let's see how the weekly is also standing out, as we did have the closure yesterday. Well, the 200 is downsloped aggressively, guys. Now you could argue that this is quite pointless, as this was this is not helpful, guys. This is, let's be honest, this moving average right here is not helpful. So that's why in such events you do get rid of the moving averages and you go for a simple naked charting right here. So now naked charting is telling of the fact that you are constantly trending to the downside ever since this bullish engulf, this bearish engulf, to be honest, to the downside. You just constantly, so until you're grinding with the support right here, BTC could trend to the upside, and BTC could get picked up on 50,000, and then we can target for a 75k move on BTC, guys. Now if BTC goes to 75k, the alt BTC pairs are going to get absolutely shattered, and most of the gains which will be coming out on the altcoins will come out only because of BTC, guys, because get it very straight, every cryptocurrency is measured in BTC. Now you can argue that some exchanges, they do have their special pairs just for Ethereum or TRX as well, for XRP as well. But guys, the name of the game is calculating your values against Bitcoin, guys, because that's the market mover. God damn it, that fucking asset is at 50k, guys. Do you think BTC has any competition in the market? No, it does not. You want to talk about multifolding your gains or something like that, then yes, you can go for altcoins. But guys, the safest bet is and will always be Bitcoin. That's why you got to keep a close eye on BTC for any altcoin play as well. Anyway, guys, that was a lot of ramble about the dominance play. Let's just get on to AAVE USDT back again, and let's see. Well, we already saw, and let's quantify the entire situation in the extreme small time frames as well. The 2 hourly also being one of the important one. As you can see how nicely this one is just flatting out on these levels, rejecting the 420, guys. 420 is being rejected. 420, pretty nice number right there. So 420 is being rejected until you take down 420 on 2-hour closure, guys. You want to be an aggressive trader, you can look at 4-hour closures above 420 for an actionable event for you guys, as well as this triangle also has a good potential target to the upside, falling quite short of the all-time high. But yep, you have a potential target of 550. So guys, at least a 20% trade in your hands for AAVE to the upside or the downside, guys, or the downside. Now we just have to wait and be extremely patient for that one to play out. If you take this one out right here, if you start closing and opening a few candles right here, and if BTC holds its grounds, I think AAVE is certainly going to be a better investment for the midterm. You can just simply flip your spot exposure into AAVE if you are in USDT or BTC. You can go on for that simple trade for all the way around these levels right here. Now guys, if history has to repeat, AAVE will go for this move to the upside. Well, I guess this has been it. This has been a lot of ramble as well. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Hit that subscribe as well. Go for that like as well. Let me know down in the comments, how do you find these analysis? Just give me a little feedback, guys. Let's see what is going on up your head, if all of these things are making sense to you or not, because we have to have a two-way conversation. This is pretty much a one-way conversation right here. So, well, let me know down in the comments what you feel about the content coming from Crypto so that we can work further on improving our entire system, to be honest. Well, guys, that's been it, and I hope to catch you guys very soon on the next one. Bye for now.